All right, everyone, we are here with another championship transformation. We have one client who just finished our 6 week program, and I'm going to let her tell her story. What is your name?
My name is Kerri-Anne, last name is Mak.
All right, Kerri-Anne, and how old are you?
31.
31. And what do you do for work, Kerri-Anne?
I work in software. I'm a product owner for a what's called a CCaaS company, and I run a team that does back end development work.
Cool. So a lot of work from home, a lot of sitting, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I want to take it back to before you met us and before you started the challenge. What was your fitness and what was your health like before joining the challenge?
Um, Fitness. So pre-COVID, I played softball. Once COVID hit, everything dropped, obviously, as it did for most people. And then as things started opening up, I just didn't get back into it. So I pretty much, you know, came to work, sat at my desk, and that was it. My health, I mean, was okay, but obviously there was like, those takeout days and stuff like that, or like the late night eating because I didn't get to eat the whole day because of work. So it wasn't the greatest, to be honest.
Got it. So you're active. Things stopped. You weren't really eating healthy. Assuming there was no fitness. How did that kind of make you feel? Or how did it make you feel, like emotionally, or even your body and energy levels?
Yeah, emotionally it was really difficult because, even sometimes when you're on, social media and you get those memories that pop up and it's like 6, 7 years ago, I was like in such great shape. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, look at me now. So I mean, emotionally that really, really was hard. And just kind of like my energy levels were very down. Like I found halfway through the day, like after I finished work, I was just so exhausted and all I wanted to do was just take like a nap. And it was really difficult for sure.
Good. So it's like so it was a long time ago. You haven't been in the best shape. You felt tired. Energy levels weren't there. What were some stats and numbers that you started at?
So goodness, my weight was about 176. My body fat percentage was at about 46 percent. Um, yeah, so I mean, it definitely was not the best sort of shape I've been in at least. So.
Okay, good. So you joined the challenge. You finished it. You crushed it. Um, Before I get to how much you lost and everything, actually, let's talk about stats. How much did you lose during the 6 weeks?
So I lost just about 10 pounds, and I dropped just over 4% body fat, which is incredible for me. I did not think I was gonna get anywhere close to that. So
Love it. So almost 10 pounds, tons of body fat. Let's talk about emotionally and physically, the two differences and the contrast that you feel now.
yeah, emotionally, like I feel better. Doing I guess the three check-ins in terms of like photos. At first, kind of just going through the day to day, like I didn't think I saw a difference, but then when I took those photos, it's like, oh, hey, I look slimmer. Like it's actually like you could tell the difference. So like that was a great thing for me. It really boosted my willingness to kind of continue with everything, and it made me feel a lot better about myself because, sometimes when you look at stuff, right? Like for example, I just got a new puppy. I had no idea this dog was growing until I looked at a photo back when we got him 2 weeks ago. And it's just, that really boosted my, kind of my feelings about everything in my body and stuff like that. And physically, like I'm no longer struggling to kind of stay awake throughout the day. The workouts have been incredible because it's really boosted my energy levels as well. And yeah, just physically I just feel like I've got more time during the day because I'm not like just grasping to take a nap. So
Love it. Love it. No more feeling that afternoon crash. So
yeah.
two things I heard there. The first one is that before and after having it side by side really gave you the confidence. And I
Yeah.
almost tell that to everybody. I think I mentioned it to you in the very beginning. It's like
Yeah.
you see yourself every day, so you don't notice the changes. But once you put that contrast side by side, it makes a huge difference. So I'm pumped that you did that and you saw that difference.
Yeah.
And it sounds like energy levels through the roof now. You're not feeling that afternoon crash, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk two things. I'm going to talk about the workouts. Um, People are scared when it's been a long time getting back into things. I guess were you scared, and like, was it as scary as you thought it was once you got into the workouts?
I was petrified. Because this is the first time I've been active in years, and it's the first time that I've gone to a gym in even longer, right? Like, I mentioned before, I was playing softball before COVID hit, and I was a little bit active, but I haven't gone to a gym in so long, and this was a definitely a very scary experience for me because I haven't done it forever. So going into it, I was nervous, and I think my first coach was Kiana, and she just made it so much easier. She was so personable. She joked around and laughed with us. It was a semi that we did, and it was just great. It really kind of helped me sort of get through that first class. And then the second class, I think, was with Chris, and we did kickboxing class, and it was great. Like, same thing. He was helpful. Like, he was walking around and making sure that everybody was comfortable with everything that we were doing and made adjustments if needed to. Again, with me kind of being the first time working out in so long, I definitely needed to make a couple of adjustments, and he was just right there, boom, 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 like helping me. So after that kind of like second class, it I was no longer scared. It was just coming in and it was having fun. And then after, during the 6-week challenge, as I kind of get further and further in, I start to recognize faces, and it's like even better because it's more comfortable. And the coaches too, like, remember your name. Like, every class has like 28 people that go in. So it's the fact that they remember your name when you go, it's incredible. So it no longer was scary, like even after the second class. So it was good.
Love it. We overcame your fear. So good.
Yeah.
The coaches were able to help you and make it less scary than you thought it actually was.
Yeah, for sure.
Onto the nutrition plan. People always fear like, oh, taking on a new plan. But was there anything that you learned from it that you didn't know? And how did you find the nutrition
Yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really know much about the nutrition plan. Like, I mean, the food itself it was fine. Like, I kind of knew everything that needs to go together, whatever, because I worked in the restaurant for so long. But in terms of like actual proper portioning, never really had to do that before. So that was a new experience for me, like actually portioning out my protein after it's cooked, right? Versus beforehand, because when you work in the restaurant industry, you work in a kitchen, you're portioning things out pre-cook, right? So it was a different experience. But yeah, like, I liked it. I found though that maybe the 6 ounces of protein was a little too much for me. I just found like I was getting um too full, like almost like I was like kind of like stuffing myself. So, but Coach Mark definitely helped me with that. He said, these are the things that you need to prioritize, like, prioritize your protein and your veg over like your carbs and your fats and stuff, right? So, that definitely kind of helped me cut back on things that I didn't need to really intake too much, and really actually like prioritize those things. So it was good.
Good, love it. So figured out, learned a couple things. Portion sizes being a big thing with the nutrition.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This last question is a two-part question. The first part is when before signing up for this or sitting, and it's funny because I was the one that did the whole
Yeah.
orientation, which I love. I love the fact because I like to go full circle with everything. Two questions: A, were you skeptical about like the challenge and the results you would get? And two, B, what would you say to someone who's sitting in that exact same spot that you were before signing up?
Yeah, I definitely was a little bit skeptical because it's just, again, it was the first time that I've done something like this ever, and then the first time going to a gym in so long. So, you know, you 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 see on social media, there's a lot of like these programs and stuff that people put out there, and it's just like they're not real results that people like that they're actually promoting. It's all these like fake results and stuff like that. But walking into you know Fight Fitness, right? You had all of like the pictures and everything on the shelves. You had them posted on the walls, right? And you can like you walk in, you see a picture, and then there's that person just walking by like the door, and it's just so it at first I was skeptical, sure, like going in kind of like just seeing the ad like on social media, but then going into it and kind of talking with you yourself, and sort of sitting there and listening to the success stories, it definitely sort of helped with that, as well. I do forget the second part of the question. I'm sorry.
What would you say to somebody who's sitting in that same exact spot?
Oh, I would say, take that chance, right? Like, it's you really got nothing to lose. Like, it's what I mean, except your body fat and your weight, right? That's all you've got to lose, right? And as much as I didn't necessarily meet my overall goals, I definitely saw a difference. And that's something that I wouldn't be able to say if I didn't try this challenge at all. And I've already signed up for the Essentials 3 membership. So it's like, boom, like, you know what I mean? It definitely helped work for me. I think, like it's something that everybody should try because, you're never going to know unless you try it. Right. So
Love it. Powerful message, Kerri-Anne, and congratulations on your transformation. Results aside, I always tell people the true transformation is that change from someone who didn't work out, or didn't focus, or didn't prioritize their health to someone who now does it. And I think you have, given that now you're a part of the Fight Fam. So thank you so much for sharing your story, your 6-week challenge, Kerri-Anne, and good luck with
yeah,
everything else moving forward.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.